Hello and welcome back. We are still in game one, looking forward to the final map of this best of three after some overtime on cash. The final map is Mirage. So they've won each other's map picks essentially, and now they come down to Mirage. One we know Luminosity are strong at. We don't know the strength of Games Academy, but we are soon to find out.
Yeah, if I were to pick a map I thought Luminosity would be great at, it would be Mirage. Just because I've seen them have a lot of good Mirage games in the past. And it seemed to be one of their go-tos, especially against Europeans. They used to like to play Europeans there. They've also done well maps like Inferno as well. You know, some more classical kinds of maps. But again, I think there is a domestic element of the domestic in this one. Brazilian team against Brazilian team. The history between these two teams, there's obviously quite clear, even if we don't have all the facts about it. That said, the last time they played officially, then Games Academy did win at LAN in Brazil. So.
Well, I think Luminosity won on Mirage 16-10 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So that's the history for this particular map on LAN as well. So we'll see how much of an impact that will have shortly. Okay, here we go. It's time for a pistol. This makes me think of Egypt now, with the tourism signs, and so on, and such.
Will Games Academy has some cool pistols previously, but they are not on the T side, which is usually more interesting. And Luminosity looking for an A execute of sorts. Just the quick drop out of the Palace, which is really cool with the pop flash as well. Just like you're instantly on the bomb site. You can get a bomb down very, very fast, which is quite cool. And it's not quite the A retake here from Games Academy. They've committed players deep onto the bomb site, so they're going to get a lot of damage done here before the bomb can really go down. Maybe Luminosity were banking on an A retake, but that's not what Games Academy went with, setup-wise.
Where is Henny? Well, I saw was darkness. Okay, he was in that particular spot. Didn't realise it was that dark in there, but anyway, there's a man disadvantage here for the T's. Make that 2 first. Only got 5 HP versus 3 full health CTs. With Smoke going to get in a flashbang, and he is dead. Hopefully that bit of Ghosty V-Lag will fix itself soon. Okay, so it's rather than a Ghosty V-Lag, I think there's a bit of a server issue to be resolved. So, pistol going to Games Academy. It's a good start for them.
Yeah, I think it was just a T strat which is oriented around punishing the A retake, but they didn't go for an A retake setup as the CTs, so they're able to do a lot of damage there and get the round win. I think that's pretty accurate as far as the goes. But it does seem like there are some issues as players aren't talking about it still. But it is a full eco for Luminosity. They did get the bomb down, so they are wanting to get the full buy-in next round. It's pretty simple stuff. That third round buy is going to be an interesting one because Games Academy, they're going to keep the MP7. Okay, maybe not. Taco's dead now, so maybe not. You'll have to rebuy that. But they'll want to keep these weapons like the P90 and the FAMAS and stuff. So that means Luminosity will actually have an advantage on the weapons. They'll actually have the AKs against a couple of FAMASs and a P90. And, well, probably another FAMAS as well, because Taco is going to buy one of those, I should imagine. But we do get the pause, as there are issues at the moment for this with the server, it would appear.
So it appears that these issues have been caused by a Counter-Strike update, which has just been released. So, might need a bit of time. Might need a bit of time for this to be resolved. I guess, obviously, most servers contain multiple virtual servers, so I can only guess. I'm not a technician, but anyway, the update's causing some shenanigans, you might say. So you might have a bit of a delay here, Dan.
Yeah, it's hard to know how long it's going to be.
Yeah, and it's very early on into the match, so there isn't really that much to talk about actually. So I think it might be sensible to go to a quick break while we wait for these issues to be resolved, wait for the SV to calm down, and then resume the match. So please bear with us, guys. I think it should only be a few minutes, and we shall hopefully see you very soon. Hello, handsome and beautiful people. Apart from if you're ugly, I don't know. We are back into the game. Things have been resolved. Everything's calmed down. They are playing, I presume, on the same version they were playing on 5 minutes ago. So we have the 2-0 lead here for Games Academy. 3 Glils on the Luminosity side with the 2 accompanying AKs. Colds has no nades in the hole. We'll see what Luminosity can do if Games Academy can hold here. See some aggression from Tacio, and that smoke makes me think that they probably threw that from inside the B-bomb site, but it's a push towards A here from Luminosity with a lurker towards the mid area. They're going to plant the bomb in the smoke. I think it can be defended from through short into connector. Lucas playing the ninja spot on A will find himself 2 frags. Could even try and go for a fast defuse here, but it needs to identify where the remaining players are. There's a smoke on connector, which is going to ruin the plant here. And now Gamers Academy should be able to go for a defuse, but I don't know if they realize where both the players are. Jungle's open, and Coles is going to be coming in with 2 frags. The bomb gets defused. Thought that was a team kill coming in, but it wasn't. Lucas, the only man to survive from 10. So Games Academy will have to spend a lot of their money. Okay, so players are asking for a server swap, so maybe they're still a bit unhappy about things at the moment. So I don't know how long this delay is, but bear with us, guys. This is the problem sometimes with North American matches, is that they can be in the middle of Steam updates. Such is life. So we've had 1 round, Dan. Welcome back to the show. I didn't say welcome back to the show to you, but welcome back.
Yeah, it's as you mentioned this last time, hasn't been many rounds played, so it's hard to talk about all too much at the moment, as it is very early days. But I think pretty much in every match so far, Games Academy have started off well. Even if they lose the pistol round, they seem to almost immediately swing it back, even if they're a CT or T side. And we've seen Luminosity struggling generally on their T sides. So this is not, it's not going to be too awesome for them to have a rough T side on this map, because there is so much potential on Mirage to just string loads of rounds together on the CT side. Again, we'll have to see how Games Academy actually, how consistent they actually are with it, because as you mentioned before, Fallen is so awesome at picking up amazing entries just defensive kills all over the place, that he could be a really key factor for them with that AWP, I think.
Yeah, he is absurdly good with the AWP. While we have this delay, bear in mind, guys, I think we're closing in on our next milestone, actually, which is 650k. I think yesterday we were about 3,000 followers away. Once we reach that milestone, we will be giving away an AWP Medusa and an Icarus Fell. They'll both be subscriber raffles, and there will be an open raffle for an M4A4 Poseidon, which is maybe now more relevant. I'm actually wondering, I think the M4A4 Poseidon was, when we bought those skins, about half the price of an Icarus Fell. And obviously now you have the knee-jerk reactions. Everyone's like, oh, sell. It's like the stock market, but worse, Dan. So, but I'm wondering if things will stabilize. Again, all the pros, it seems, have just almost completely abandoned the Silence M4, but I do encourage people to investigate things yourself and make your own decisions. Don't just follow. Don't do the herd mentality. It's quite funny, actually. Like recently, after this change, I started using the Silence M4 for a bit. I mostly use the M4A4 regardless, but every now and then I like to just change up the style, because I like to play aggressively. But the Silence M4, like on Inferno, for example, if you're playing obviously a CT side, if you're going through apps aggressively, then it can allow you 2 kills rather than 1 kill. If you're looking through to mid, say between T and CT apps, etc. So there are situations where, depending on your style, one gun or the other will be more appropriate. So just bear that in mind, and rather than go with the herd, be an individual.
There is one thing though, that they still might nerf the armor damage versus armor. If I can speak.
Armor penetration?
Armor penetration. Well, no, it's not armor penetration, but it's the damage against armor and targets, no? It's like different things.
I would imagine it's the same thing, because the armor penetration would determine how much damage you do.
Because, you're right. Because aren't they supposed to be taking it down a lot more than it actually currently is, because there was somebody actually went in and looked at all the different values that they were messing around with, and he wrote, I don't know how credible it is, but because it's not exactly like
I think
the
post
difference
you're referring to is credible, where basically it's these values that come into a text file to change things, but there's a problem with the new additions to the game, as in the CZ, the silenced M4, and the other thing I can't think of right now, whatever the other thing is.
This is not going to be like the Tech 9. That's amazing.
Like the silenced M4 borrows data from the M4A4 in that text file, but it has to make separate, like, new data essentially to change certain values. Say for the CZ, it has to create new data and so on, which they haven't done necessarily for the silenced M4. So yeah, that is a change that is due to come. But one thing I don't understand is, I don't know if this was for the M4 or for the dual Berettas, but like the parameter setting for the armor penetration is like 1.24 or something, but it's beyond 1, and I would imagine that 1 would normally be the whole. So if it's 1 point something,
amplify the damage or something.
Yeah, maybe.
The bullets. Yeah.
I don't understand. I want to understand. Help me understand.
Or maybe it just means it does more, like a lot more armor damage than it. I don't know. Amplifies damage against. I don't know.
Maybe 1 is like Glocks and USPs kind of level, and then it's amplified for rifles, you know, P250s and so on.
Yeah, it can be that the developers like did it one way, and maybe like doesn't make sense, like looking outside in, but to them they have their own system that works, that like makes sense. Like that could be a thing as well. That happens often, I think. But like one thing that's quite interesting is that two weapons that never really get used all that much is the AUG and the Krieg. And the Krieg is actually pretty good. Like it's more accurate than the AK. First bullet accurate. The spray's pretty good. It's got incredibly good armor penetration, and it's got a scope and everything. It's actually a pretty legit weapon, and it's not that much more expensive. It's like $3,000 instead of $2,700 as is the AK. The thing is that the AK is cheaper. It's an extra grenade. That's the difference. And the AK is just really good. It feels really good. Yeah. But the AUG itself, the AUG is a lot worse than the Krieg, for example, I think. And I would expect Valve at some point to actually modify that, because they seem to want to make everything a choice that you can make. Yeah. And they're only reinforcing this by making the M4A1S a lot worse. And if they do nerf the armor damage as well, or armor penetration, then they're creating even more of a, this is for like these situations, this is for these situations. And then the AUG then should maybe that's what they're trying to work towards. Maybe they want to fit the AUG in there somehow. I don't know. I liked using the AUG every now and then on Squeaky on Nuke, because it has better armor penetration, and I think it did more damage through walls and so on, so it was better to spam with. But obviously, I think the biggest issue is the recoil for spraying that stops people from using it, because it's a lot wilder. Whereas the M4, like the first 7 to 9 bullets, is just like that. The M4A4 pretty much, and the burst is quite good as well. Whereas the burst, I think, is probably a bit more messy with the AUG. But there we go. We are waiting for the server issue to be fully resolved here. So we're going to go to another break, and hopefully when we come back this time, we will have more than one round for you. So again, please bear with us, guys. These things happen with Steam updates. We will see you again, hopefully shortly.
Set, go.
Hello and welcome back. We appear to have resolved things that required resolutions, Dan. And we're back into the game. And FNX has an auto shotgun. 2 M4s, an AK and an AWP on to Games Academy, all with armor. Fallen's lacking armor, the rest of his team gone for the Force Spy. Of course, he will be saving for an AWP of his own. 3-0 to Games Academy is where we left things off. Boom!
Oh. That was kind of how you're supposed to counter this play people close to the slope. Oh, interesting. They're actually doubling back. Because this is really interesting. Okay, well, Cold is going to kill Taco, so I guess it's fine.
Who needs primary weapons?
But they kind of had the... this is interesting. So SHOOWTiME is actually going to bring himself up the stairs, get the first kill there, looking for another one, critical damage done to boltz. But little does he know, there is someone behind him. He did get tagged in the back there. So this is just kind of weird because boltz can just consistently provide this this pressure from behind. And they actually might survive with all 4 players here. That's actually possible. It's actually possible for that to happen, but boltz is very low. Oh, he gets the headshot as well, and that's going to be an M4 for him. So that's so weird because it's a crazy round, James.
What the?
Because they got 2 instant kills, so and the smokes were still down, so they could definitely get the plant on A, and then have like the other guy from B like lurk into that situation. But then they rotated all the way around, so that was kind of crazy to decide that. But hey, it worked out, and now Games Academy have to eco.
They almost donated an entire set of weapons.
Yeah,
that's an auto shotgun for free, and it makes $900 per kill.
Yeah, not to mention the M4s that they picked up. It's pretty crazy.
Free for Fallen. I mean for Fallen. For all. Jesus.
For all Fallen.
That's impressive. So Taco has himself an AK stolen from Steel, but other than that, there's not much going on. Lucas has gone for the defuse kit, and I quite like that on these kind of rounds because they can come in handy sometimes, and it's those sometimes that maybe win you matches later on when all the scores are accrued. All the rounds.
I was about to say it could be a timely peak for FNX, but not really. Just lots of T's in his face. So they're mostly looking to try to take this one with a as clean as possible. They of course lost Steel, but yeah, that's just gonna be it. And the bomb goes down for an extra $300 for Cold. Now, Luminosity with 2 rounds back to back, and they are building insane bank because they were able to pick up so many weapons, and they only lost a single player each time.
First
Insane
got 10K.
bank. Insane bank. He's still rolling with the, and it's quite likely that they'll at worst lose to 1 player again in this round, considering there's no Kevlars on Games Academy. They got completely reset.
Dan, the irony is, Fur has pump in his name, and he's running around with a pump shotgun. Had to be said. Actually, no, he's running around with an auto shotgun. What am I talking about?
He could end this round with $1,400. He could actually do that.
You mean 14,000?
Sorry, yeah, $14,000. Jeez.
That'd be impressive. It's a lot of team kills.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of team kills.
So, I mean, for him to do that, they need to win the round. He needs to survive, and he needs to get a couple kills with this, and then he gets $14,000. That would be ridiculous.
We shall see. Luminosity just holding, waiting for maybe inevitable peaks here from Games Academy. There's the first one. For looking for the trade fragger, there it is. 900 in the bank. That's going to be that for now. Made so much money, but there's only 1 frag for Luminosity. Being very meticulous, very, very careful here in their approach. They don't want to make the same mistakes that Games Academy did to get themselves into this situation.
Yeah, so they pretty much figured out how to win this round now, and they will do so promptly. So Luminosity are going to have so much money here, especially if FNX just survives and lets. Is he trying to find the shotgun? Yeah, he finds the shotgun. So if he tries to survive and does do so, they actually get more money, like by $250 or so, by having the bomb explode than winning by elimination. So they get 3,500 or so.
Even more money than that.
So even more money. And how much money do they have right now again? Let's have a look.
All the money.
So 3,500 on top of this is going to be nice. And it is a big deal this early on, because it gives them a lot of room for error, a lot of margin for error. If Games Academy are coming back, you know, they're winning around here, they're winning around there, but you know, they're sustaining their losses of 3 to 4 players each time. Luminosity will keep them off balance by being able to afford constant buys. Even though they're losing and getting bombs down, their bonus will accrue, and then there'll just never be ecos. That's so important. But here we go, we've got guns for Games Academy. They have the AWP on Henny. Now, there's not much aggression in the middle just yet. Henny's taking a passive position around the ladder room. And Luminosity are just finding their way into some map control. But Henny is a big problem now. Excellent flick onto Colt. And if Games Academy can hold on to middle, or maybe get an extra kill before they let go of middle, then they should be able to win the round pretty easily.
So far, so good for Games Academy, and you know they'll want to get the economical damage in sooner rather than later, considering Luminosity are literally rolling in money. Like, who's that big dude from? Come back to it in a second. Can't remember his name.
From what?
Can't remember the name of the show I've
done.
Oh
god. Alright, well. Tacio with another flank kill there. That's 2 kills on the flank. And actually 2 versus 3 is an okay situation for Luminosity. The problem is this position on Henny is really sick to stop this round. He has probably got this one in the bag, just has to hit that first shot and it's pretty over. There's 20 seconds to plant the bomb. And actually he misses. Wow, Fallen gets the shot, but FNX goes in straight away. Refrags onto Fallen, and this is so difficult for boltz. He's going to try to get the plant down, but FNX backed off quite far actually, and that's going to allow the bomb to go down. SHOOWTiME will eliminate the final player, boltz. And I was going to say maybe you could have just gone with the classic, which is Scrooge McDuck swimming around in the money.
No, it was from Breaking Bad. The big dude. He's like a security guard for the lawyer.
Oh,
and he just falls back. What's his name again? It's like a one-syllable.
I can't remember his name.
Starting with a H or something.
I can't remember his name.
I must know. Huel. That's 2 syllables. Kind of. It is 2 syllables.
It's a good thing we didn't fire producer Reese for real.
Yeah. He is a trivia something. My word to tell me. Again.
Master. Aficionado.
Aficionado, Dan. He's an aficionado.
He's an avocado.
He's an avocado. Producer Reese, hashtag avocado. How do we get to these places, Dan? I will never know. 4 terrorists towards the A site with a lurker towards mid. We saw an execute from Luminosity, I believe it was. Indeed, they planted the bomb on the smoke and then they had the lurker mid, but they got smoked off on connector. So it didn't work out for them. And this time they're going to go for a standard play. Again, they've got that smoke in the middle of the site to plant on. But it's less obvious as to the lurker because they smoked off the jungle area. But they have the man disadvantage now. Only one person now defending on the site itself with 4 people aiming at him.
Yeah, they haven't done enough damage here. Cold is in a prime position to try to save this. He's got himself that flank and 2 players walking past. He's going to spot both of them. He is really playing it cool and calm. He wants to take down the diffuser. That's what he's done. But he's got no teammates left to play with, and they will be able to get onto the defuse in time. So the round will be won here by Games Academy. And we will have ourselves a couple back-to-back rounds. And that is, look how much bank Luminosity have still. That is amazing. That really just goes to show how amazing it was for them to build all that money to pick up those weapons for free, win those rounds back to back. They did so well, building up a lot of money.
So Luminosity continue the buy. The bomb is on its own near mid, with 2 people on A slope, 2 people towards B. So this is early map control. Different approach here for the T side. Again, that's the second time they've gone for that execute. They get the bomb down fairly easily. Seems Games Academy have a preference to go for a retake rather than a push through the smoke, a site hold. But the mid lurker thing isn't working out for them for various reasons. There were just too many people alive the previous time. Time before that, they got smoked off. But I think the game might be up on that particular play for the near future. CT's a man down. Luminosity have taken no damage. Fallen on the AWP again. Everybody just waiting. I wonder how often these two teams play each other and if they're just trying to kind of outsmart each other with these rounds. And again, we're seeing many rounds across different maps, across 3 maps now, where there's just a denial of information by the Ts. And the CTs have to guess, essentially, what's going on, or overextend. You can see there's a smoke down towards CT. That's causing a rotation away from the B bomb site, but of course, it's the B bomb site which Luminosity will push.
Yeah, it's going to be hard with 2 offs to actually retake this. So you would love Luminosity's chances to win the round, even though they haven't got positioning on all their players. They have a guy in T spawn at the moment. He is hightailing it over. But Games Academy, I mean, you can't really do this with this kind of a situation. It doesn't really work out. So it's pretty cool round for Luminosity to be able to find themselves with 5 guys still left alive onto that B bomb site. Quite interesting as well, because I mean, they really do need to kill these players. This is a lot of money that is being held onto by Games Academy. Luminosity have to kill at least 1 or 2 of them.
18.5k.
Okay, it looks like all 3 will survive and even pick up a kill. And you can see how important that was, because now they're actually able to buy again. Had one of them fallen, then I don't believe they really would have been able to properly buy here. I mean, they would have probably forced it, but it would look a lot different to this, which this looks like pretty solid buy. So very, very critical that they were able to do that. And Luminosity are gearing up for what looks to be an A executes, with a player moving through the underpass very shortly. But this position in Henny is very, very nice indeed. Oh wow, that was really fast, really fast. I think we saw, you know, the effect of the new animations there. The leg of the T player kind of poking out quite early. Yeah,
the crab walk is real. No, it was just a reference before, but now when you're strafing and crouching, your legs really stick out like doing some kind of weird dance. Nice spray down again. The M4A4s showing their worth in this game, but all of a sudden things are down to 2 players each. They know where the T's know where one of the CTs is. There was an opportunity to plant the bomb there, but it wasn't taken as the other one was unknown, and Taco's on short as well, so it would not have been a fruitful attempt. Now coldzera has to try and get himself a 1 versus 1. Going to look the wrong way into mid, however, and the CTs will prove victorious once more.
So it's really bouncing backwards and forwards constantly, but again, you can still see the incredibly huge impact that Luminosity had with the fact that they've not really had to eco, because when they have been losing the rounds, they've been getting the bomb down, or they've been maybe winning around here or there. But really, that situation very early into the match has provided them with a lot more buys than really they should have been able to field. So this could be one of the last ones. If Games Academy could actually win this round, they could finally cripple Luminosity's economy, finally, and get an eco out of them, which would be pretty nice. But they have to kill all these players as they assault onto the A-bomb site. The bomb is going down as well. It's a pretty open plant. Looks good here for Luminosity, but can they hold?
This time they have a double lurk. 1 on short with backup towards connector. Again, there's smokes coming down, and Luminosity have smokes of their own to make it a harder approach, but you can see the concern there. boltz going to spray down the bomb plant area as the CTs come in. There's still another smoke onto Taco as well, so this is still doable. Only coldzera remains. Going to take down one of the players. There's a second one, but Lucas should get this defused. Going to be close, but I think he's good.
That was close indeed. So everybody died there but Lucas. Interesting. Luminosity can still buy. They should as well. They should definitely buy here, I think. I mean,
with the amount of damage they did to the CT side, there's an argument to buy. There absolutely is, and they will do exactly that. It makes sense. I think most of the time people are buying here because, again, there are 4 rounds remaining, this one included. This is round 12, and they could finish this with an 8-7.
One of them
they can break the CTs here.
One of them had like 7k. I'm actually surprised they don't all have rifles. Yeah, Cole has 2k there. He could have dropped. He could have dropped a Gabriel. Interesting. Either way, we've got Steel moving forwards. He is able to eliminate Tacio straight away. That's really bad news here for Games Academy because even SHOOWTiME goes down to 10 HP and he didn't get any damage off of that. This is horrendous. This can be impossible to retake this bomb site if you are Games Academy in this position that they're in right now. They're trying, and it seems like a futile attempt as they go down for nothing. No one is lost here for Luminosity. Once again, B seems to provide a round-winning results for them.
So Fallen is not going to die, and well, Lucas will get a consolation frag there. I was curious if these 2 Galil players would pick up an M4 because I believe the Galil has better armor penetration than an M4 anyway, but indeed Fur will pick up an M4, probably just more familiar with the spray of an M4, so the preference is there despite the Galil being technically a stronger weapon.
Okay, so you can see Games Academy have broken well and truly on the money, so this lends a great opportunity for Luminosity to actually potentially, well, win the half. It could actually happen from this point forwards. And it's a fun movement here from Games Academy. They're just rushing up middle. But the stepping will likely have been heard by the players in B apartments of Luminosity. So they pretty much know what's going on, as they say. And especially now, I think boltz is going to have also an excellent angle in towards short from connector. And look at this, Luminosity abusing all the nice vantage points and ranges of their superior rifles. And I'm quite curious how Luminosity's CT side is going to look already, even though we're not quite over with this half just yet. But it does seem like Luminosity could finish strong here, and the CT side is the easier of the sides.
2 rounds remain. Games Academy money is still ropey, and they are walking the tightrope down. That makes little sense, but I had to say it. It was too good, even though it doesn't make any sense. It was still good, Dan. I had to say rope twice. Anyway, Mag 7 coming out for Tacio. You can see the nades are distinctly limited on the CT side. A few smokes, a few flashes. That decoy being carried by Tacio may come into play later on. We have to bear that in mind because there is, of course, a certain timing with those Mag 7 shots. If he throws the decoy and baits somebody and then shoots him in the face, that would be a moment of glory. But for now, he'll have to bide his time over towards the B bomb site. Oh, look at this push from short. This could be a surprise here. SHOOWTiME caught in no man's land. That Mag 7 might come into play now. There's 2 plays down. Are they going to expect the third? Seems that they have an inkling. boltz is just destroying everyone. Cold's stopping the flank and looking for the final player.
Yeah, boltz is really good. He's been rifling like a king throughout this series, I would say. He was one of the reasons why on cash they were picking up rounds on the CT side. I mean, he was just so good at quad, getting those multi-kills with the rifles. Reminded me a little bit of Bondik, and Bondik is a player I hold in the highest of esteems.
We love Bondik here at FACEIT TV.
He's been one of my favorite players for a long time. His consistency on the CT side is phenomenal. Now, 7-7. Luminosity, once again, they look geared up to take the half. And considering how back and forth it's been, and it's been kind of a weird half as well, considering that Luminosity were even in a position to potentially 10-5 Games Academy or to get something in that region because they built so much money up with those early rounds. But that was after Games Academy won the pistol, and I think they won 3 rounds, and then Luminosity won 3 rounds, and then Games Academy bounced back. It was just so back and forwards. But
you know what else goes back and forward, Dan?
Seesaw.
A yo-yo.
Yo-yo on a seesaw.
well, that goes up and down, not backwards and forwards.
Swing?
Well, yeah, the swing. You got it right on the second attempt, Dan.
Okay.
But the first attempt was a complete failure. But I'll let you off, Dan, because it is 3:30 in the morning.
It is. It is indeed.
Oh. I know who's responsible for the CT tentacle idea.
Really?
I know the person.
Is it Matt Wood?
I know the person. No, it's not. No, the person who.
He's the only one that I know by name.
The inception.
Okay.
The inception.
I know. It wasn't Gaben.
I will tell you. It was not Gaben. No.
Okay.
I will tell you later. I have all the information.
Imagine if it was Gaben though. Everyone would immediately accept it.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
CT tentacles is how I'm going to call them at every event we do. Tentacles, Dan.
I like the dreadlocks as well.
I'm bringing tentacles to Counter-Strike.
Tentacle dreadlocks.
Tentacles, dreadlocks, the Bob Marleys.
Okay, last rounds. No money for Games Academy. This is pretty dark. Ooh, nice kill onto Fallen. But again, we'll just see Luminosity power through onto the bomb site and just trying to open it up really fast. It is kind of scary though, because there's a lot of these corners, and if you don't have teammates to trade, and you don't have the Molotovs to throw into the positions to flush out these, flush out the nasty positions, then it can be pretty annoying. Ooh, that was a very well timed flash, but unfortunately, for some reason, SHOOWTiME was not able to spot Steel, and he will go down. So 4 versus 4 with a large advantage for Luminosity should bring them onto the B-bomb site finish once again, but Henny won't say die. He takes down Cold with that CZ. He's holding the angle by the pillar as well, and he's going to get the backstab onto boltz. So all of a sudden, it's looking pretty fantastic here for Games Academy, all things considered. And Taco's still in position to try to stop the bomb from going down.
Yeah, and he is in close quarters with that 5-7 urban hazard. So Fur has to be careful, because if he comes around the corner, that's going to happen. Bombs down, 1 versus 3. Still needs to move quickly. Can't move fast enough.
Wow, Games Academy won that half. I did not expect them to take the last round, but that said, it was a bit of a different approach from Luminosity. Sure, they were kind of going towards B, but the big issue is that they were so spread out. They were really split up. That's the prime way that you lose an anti-eco sort of round, or anti-force by type of round, is by splitting up. If you can't trade as you're gaining positioning towards the bomb site, then you have issues, and they're picking up weapons, and it gets worse and worse. And we've already seen that Luminosity can aim, or Games Academy can aim.
Steel opting for the dual Bretters, and it's something that Threat actually brought to our attention when he was here for stage 2, is that because Get Right obviously likes to buy dual Bretters and pissed around, but his argument was that somebody should be throwing him the dual Bretters so he can buy armor. Because again, looking at the weapons that the CTs have, those dualies are the strongest weapon of that. So surely you'd want your CT wielding those dualies to be in the strongest position, i.e. with armor, but there will be no armor to speak of for him. It will be Fallen, and Cole's going for the armor on the CT side.
There it is, the pop flash for glory, but wait, there's nobody there. So that was anticlimactic. But this is a round we've seen before, the quick switch to underpass, but they are stopping their push in underpass, and they're going back towards B. This is just generally a little bit confusing for Luminosity, but they are holding position, trusting that they have all the spotters in the right place, so they can understand what's happening before it really hits them. And here you go. Oh no, Julies, Mr. Julies is going to die straight away, and these CTs are in trouble. Games Academy with a very nice opener now onto this side. The bomb is down as well. boltz, he's been good, but is he really this good to pull this one off?
Yeah, turns out the Kevlar was not necessary. boltz versus 2 now. There is no kit here. I think he just decided to go for the 10-second defuse, Dan, but at least he wasn't doing it inside a Molotov. There was a kit on the site, actually, so he had time to do it.
Inside a Molotov. Who did that? Who was it? I don't know.
Better they remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Better it's forgotten. Because that was some very silly stuff.
It was really weird. It's so weird. What the hell?
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I will never understand.
It's not even possible with the kit. That's the hilarious thing.
Let me just stand in this fire for 10 seconds, Dan.
Oh dear.
So we've got 2 in A apps from Games Academy. Make that 3. But there's a push on lower A, and I sincerely hope that the bomb carrier is looking in the right direction. Indeed. Oh, actually, well, I'm not sure if he was, but he'll survive with 35 HP. So the bomb's been seen, but the bomb's been seen in T spawn, and that push from B, will that bait Games Academy to move towards the B bomb site, or will they think that A is safe? That kill onto Henny immediately changed things. Games Academy were headed towards B, but maybe they've realized it was a bait, and now they will switch towards A. But Jumping Scout is real, although not as OP as it used to be with these new hitboxes, and FNX will find the hitbox of boltz' head.
Yeah, there's not much to really do at this point. It would appear as the T's take positioning behind the smoke, those AKs in tow. Now, Luminosity might as well try to do some damage. Cold is going to get himself close to the position, but there's no kits on any of these players.
Boom.
So again, despite getting the kill there, there's still a lot more to be done, but that is very quick and very clean. Maybe this is possible if someone gets on the defuse straight away. Oh, this is. Can this actually work? Can this happen? Oh my god, he's got it. I think he's got it.
That's a wrap.
I think it's just barely got it. Wow. Oh my god. How do they? I mean.
Explain,
James,
Dan.
Cole he got 2 kills almost immediately with the CZ against AKs. With did he even have any armor? I don't even know that he had any armor there. And he's walked in with the CZ, got 2 instant kills. If he doesn't kill them both instantly, they can't win that round. That's
Firebox is a horrible position to hold.
Yeah.
A horrible position. I always grimace when I see somebody standing in that position because you have next to no vision. And you are completely exposed. Fur with the auto shotgun.
Auto shotgun is really good, to be honest.
I love it. I love it. I've spent so much time playing Office with an auto shotgun, and the sawn off as well in CS:GO more often. I like to play Office in CS:GO, but then there's always that time where you go up against the Office pros, and then you get absolutely wrecked, and then you don't play it for like 3 months after.
I haven't played Office since the super early source days and the 1.6 days.
I love me some Office. I do prefer the older versions of it though. Well, I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing with like the just the worst graphics and stuff, but
probably is, yeah. Yeah, it's always different. It's always different depending on when you did it. When it's always new, it's always better. That's how it feels in your memory, I guess.
What does the T say? I know how much you hate these guys, or something like that, or maybe that's agency. Who cares that? Who cares? It's 9-9 here, as both these teams fight for a chance to qualify for the FACEIT League Stage 3, the final stage of 2015. The winner of this will go on to play Conquest.
Me at Quake.
Go on to face Dan, the final boss, before you go to the FACEIT League.
1 versus 5. I'll take you all down. Here we go. The push comes in. Gold is in position. He'll take down the bomber. Only gets 1 on the defense, but his teammates have sussed it out. They are in position here, and they're already through the choke points, but they cannot pick up the kills that are necessary to close this round out. boltz, he's been pretty sick in the past. Again, looking at a pretty hefty job. Takes down the first player. His position is now known to his opponents as he walks into the bomb site. Now he has to look left and right. Will he guess right in each occasion? He will find the kill through the wall there behind the bench onto SHOOWTiME, but there's still 2 more players and he cannot find them quickly enough. 10-9 is the score now as Games Academy win 1 right back again into this. It's so back and forth this. Like, neither team can really get momentum going. And it's interesting how many B finishes we're seeing from both teams, actually.
I still remember when the bench area, the back of B, was not so wallbangable. And it was like, I think there was an actual bench there, actually, if I remember correctly. And it was just a solid piece of rock, and you could really abuse it. Speaking of abuse, Lucas gets blasted onto the couch in apps. That is an early advantage for Luminosity. And that will strike fear in the remaining Brazilians' hearts when they get T side. What are their options now? You can see the bomb is positioned in the apps. Could go underpass, but maybe it was meant for B. There is a lurker in Palace. and he could have been there to take rotations down. But now they know that Fallen is AWPing B. I mean, rather you than me, Dan. I would not want to go in said direction.
I mean, they have managed to enter that side of the map so many times successfully that I guess they're just feeling the confidence now. However, there's only one guy in B-Apps, and he's the guy with the bomb. So if he goes down to Fallen straight away, and nobody's near to actually even pick up the bomb, that's obviously a massive disaster. So they need to somehow get Fallen's attention away from B-Apps, but I just don't think that's going to happen here. Fallen has a teammate looking into short. That's a nice headshot there from FNX with the spray. That is definitely going to help. They need to get rid of Fallen's position here, and he's moving finally. So now the bomb can actually make its progress. Up apartments, there it is, moving forwards as Fallen repositions. This is working out perfectly, but maybe not quite so perfectly. That's an excellent flick there from Fallen to take down SHOOWTiME. The bomb has been dropped. It's been collected now by a teammate, Henny, into this 2-on-2, but Fallen is still in place, ready to wreck everyone.
He is so consistent with the AWP. He is so consistent with the AWP. Like, he has to be one of the most consistent people I've seen in recent memory of just landing shot after shot after shot. And he essentially wins the round for his team just from fear. I mean, in the position in B-Apps, you can throw a smoke over the roof, which lands on the end of the balcony, which essentially negates a lot of his usefulness. You can get the pop flashes in through the window, get close and try and rush, but then you're in a gamble situation. You don't know who else is on the site, etc. Could go either way. This time it went the way of Luminosity, evening things up once more. Sending Games Academy onto the eco. Oh, still there with the P90. That is disgusting. Cold's going to hold the angle on the window to keep his mate safe, and we should see the buy come out once more from Games Academy.
So it's really hard to envisage what's going to happen next, because it's the way the rounds finish are quite unpredictable, and on top of that, the money's swinging backwards and forwards so much that there's not really that many ecos even happening for either team. Here we go, auto shotty again, maybe, or maybe not. What's happened, James? Time has appeared to stand still.
This is, who knows, could be a GoTV issue, could be something more sinister.
Oh, I guess GoTV I'm going to say then.
Okay, that's not good.
This is suboptimal.
Well,
I don't know what to say about this.
I have no idea what this is. So
I've not seen something quite like this before. It makes you think it's GoTV because we got it just stopped and then carried on again and then stopped. That kind of makes you feel like it's GoTV, because if it was like a connection issue or a server issue, then you'd think that we would get disconnected in some way. But we're not getting disconnected.
No.
It's like we're connected to the GoTV still. Is my chair down a lot more? You seem a lot taller than me.
Why are you all the way down there?
I don't know. It's really... There you go. That's a bit better. I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. That's a bit weird.
Well, thanks for that, Dan. And we're back into the round. So, anyway, we'll just move on. You just brought your chair down again.
I know. It's... I don't know. Either way. I guess there was a pause for the players as well, because we seem to be in more or less exactly the same spot as we were when we left off. So let's just assume that nothing happened, and that all is well with the world, or at least the world of Counter-Strike. Okay. So wow, Fur is still in this position with the XM1014, the auto shotgun. Pretty awesome. That's not the best range ever. He's going to try to reposition here, but he's actually holding them off. It seems like they really want to push forward into this position. Oh, this round is so strong for Luminosity. The bomb is in B-Apps. There's an off angle held by the Luminosity players there. How on earth can Games Academy win this round?
Okay, so 2-man spray down coming in for Colds, leaving only Lucas with the bomb. I don't think there's enough time for him to realistically get a plant. He's going to try. Can Fallen get there in time? This time he gets there just after the plant, and that will be the defuse coming in. So, just an explanation as to what that delay was. That delay wasn't in the game itself, but the game was paused in the future, which kind of paused it for us in a weird way, so we won't get the pause now, essentially. So there we go.
We already got it in the past. Past us.
Indeed, yeah. Some weird Back to the Future stuff, just a weird technical kink in Counter-Strike.
Marty, we got to go back.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Back
so, well,
to the future.
Yeah, this should resume soon. These things are beyond my comprehension, Dan.
I have to rewatch Back to the Future.
I don't.
I've
watched them enough times.
I even played, there was games that they made for that on the Amiga 500 Plus, the Commodore 64 system. I even played those when I was like 8 years old. Or earlier.
I remember when I was a kid, and like every Christmas they would show at least one Back to the Future. But I was always confused because at the end of one of the last ones, or the last one, it kind of teased another one. Because there was a Back to the Future, right, where there's like some girl and there's like a train or something. I don't know. Did they make one in the Wild West?
Yeah. They did. Okay. Isn't that the second one?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever. I always thought there was another one, and I don't think there was another one, and I was sad. But I never got bored of watching them, or maybe a little bit. But who cares about me and my boredom? I'm not bored now. We're seeing Brazilian Counter-Strike here. Luminosity with a 2-round lead, and this is kind of a crucial time for Games Academy. You can see there on the eco. Lost F and XL already. That's just more money with these auto shotguns we're seeing again and again. Just the AK on Tacio. Nice Molotov to try and deter the T from going for the bomb plant, but the bomb gets planted regardless. Now we've got a 3-man retake, man disadvantage, but it's an AK and an auto shotgun. 2 pistols versus the rifles of Luminosity.
Yeah, so here we go. We've got Steel going in. These smokes are still alive. Oh, they just kissing in the smoke there. Steel doesn't like what he saw. We'll have most of the teams eliminated now, and the plant has to be stuck by falling. He's got to get covered from somewhere, but the player in connector was not eliminated quickly enough, and that setup is going to be perfect for Games Academy to win the round. So a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit of a weird round, considering that, I mean, Fur is playing the auto shotgun still. He didn't need to. He's buying it again, James. He doesn't need to buy the auto shotgun. He has a lot of money. At
this point in the game, I don't know why he is doing that.
I mean,
Games Academy just won a round with 1 AK and 4 pistols.
Yeah. I mean, Ferg got a kill in that round, but that was it. I don't know.
Like, he's playing aggressive apps, but the thing is, like, what if he's in a situation where he has to go for a rotation towards B? Then he's going to try and go for the retake of his mates and an auto shotgun. Seems like too gambly here when both teams have more than 10 players. And here we go. See, now he's going to have to go, like, he's got an auto shotgun and he's in Palace trying to retake the site. Well, seems to be going well for him. The hell do I know?
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you though. It's obviously a very hard situation. You would expect him to switch out. There's AKs everywhere, mate. What was he doing? Okay, alright. The bomb is at least down by the fireboxes, and SHOOWTiME's going to get there. Is Fur really going to kill him with this auto shotgun? Is that really going to happen right now, James? Is this the world we live in? Yes, it is.
3 kills, that is.
But
$2,700.
he could have switched. Now he switches
he can drop
for an M4,
team.
which he himself could have bought. He's going to drop it, and he's going to buy another one, isn't he?
I don't even know what is going on. Look, he's just a money man. But the thing is, he's keeping his team tops up there. He made $2,700 in that round.
He's an investment banker, James.
And here he is. This is the play that lost them the eco from Games Academy, but there's even more aggression coming in. He just wants all the money for himself. Easy reload as well, and that is a dangerous position to. That's another $2,700, Dan. That's $3,600, Dan.
What the hell is this?
That's $3,600.
HP. Oh, it's red. Okay. All right.
This is next level plays. He's making me want to try this.
It's not going to happen, James.
I love shotguns.
You know it's not going to work the same. Okay, well, They are going for a mid aggression this time around, and is Fer in mid? I don't know where Fer is. Oh, he's in underpass.
He's looking for the max range, pump auto shotgun frag.
Maybe what he's done is made them incredibly afraid of apps and slope, and thinking, okay, now they'll surely go underpass into a middle take, and he wants to try to abuse that. But they've actually not done that, which is interesting. And he's now caught in this position where the hell does he play? He's actually walked all the way around back to Shadow, so he's going back to his usual position where there is Taco. Taco's waiting there. Is Taco going to get shot in the face with an auto shotgun?
Time will tell. Games Academy committed. They have.
Look at him, James. Look at him through the wall, sitting there. Look at this.
There it is.
Amazing.
So he finally gets taken down by FNX, and the A bomb site is lost. Games Academy not out of this just yet. Fallen is dead. The fearless leader of the Luminosity side, the boss man of Games Academy.
Oh. Alright, so of course Fer made sick bank for his team, so he's going to be able to dish out some weapons. And he's been doing that. He's been dropping all the time. He's still got James. It's 14-12. He's still going off the shotgun. I know that it's okay. Sure, it's pretty good situationally, but this is. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Well, in fairness, like it's doable. It's viable, but you have to bank on not having to rotate to the B bomb site. Although he could reasonably likely pick up a weapon on the way. Like, it's a bit of a gamble in that sense, but like playing close A slope, it's doable. It depends on the setup from his team as well. He's playing Shadow, so he's going to be in a lot of close engagements where he can just one-shot these people. The auto shotgun did get a buff a while ago, which actually I seem to have forgotten about, but it's better than it used to be. It was all right, but I say it's more consistent / reliable now than it was previously. So it's surprising, but
you can make an argument for it.
Yeah, there are limitations to it, but I mean, and he's had so much success with it that Games Academy have to be fearing it now, and that is something in itself.
Yeah, well, this time around they're not putting anyone towards A. They're going into mid. Now the guy who is collecting the bomb in B apps can always swing back through T spawn if they really want to go A or through underpass. But they don't have anyone on Palace or Slope, so they're kind of committed into a B play. They're trying to get in there, but they don't get anything done with these shots. It is all Luminosity all day. Just SHOOWTiME left with the AWP. He's not been the clutcher for the team so far. And he's in a horrendous position. I don't know who on earth could win a spot like this. Luminosity onto match point now. Onto match points.
Match point, and they will have double ops going into this round. Forced buy from Games Academy. There's no money left. They only have Tech 9s, P250s. They'll do what they can. We will see if it will be enough. And now Fer has to be careful here, because if they do opt for a fast aggression towards A, which they won't, but if they did, then he is susceptible to the one-taps. But of course, Dan, he is pushing underpass with the auto shotgun.
It's actually quite hard, because if they did go there straight away, they get a good range advantage on him, but they didn't appear there. So now Luminosity know exactly what's going on. And here we go, boltz is locking down Connector. It is very, very tough for in this position for Games Academy to win this round. They're finding some frags though, but it's a 2 versus 3 in favor of Luminosity, and Fallen is getting to work. And what better way to finish it all off than for Fer to find a headshot with the auto shotgun. 16-12 final score. Luminosity will win 2 maps to the 1 of Games Academy. They were really, really close to being with a chance of being in the FACEIT League, but they fell.
Yeah, and they will be ruining those moments, definitely. They're so close. But it will be Luminosity to move forward, and they'll be up against Conquest very shortly. We are behind schedule, so we're going to go to a quick break and try and get this match up as soon as possible. We will see you hopefully in a few minutes with the final match of today, the qualifying match for FACEIT Stage 3.